I totally hit the wrong intro. That was not my paranormal intro. But you know what? I'm going to hit it for a minute because I'm still trying to set stuff up. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Maybe I can edit that piece out. Who knows? Anybody that's in here, welcome. Hey guys, welcome everybody. So y'all see I put up two different intros. All right, so I put my AirPods on. Please let me know if the sound sounds okay, because I think my microphone isn't working. It wasn't working yesterday, and I didn't really realize it. I went back and listened. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder they were complaining it was too soft. So let me know how the sound is. Unfortunately, I put these on, and my mother's sitting here, and I'm like, crap, she can't hear the videos. I mean, she did watch them with me, because we did watch them beforehand. Hey, Kendra. Hi, Christola. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Mama Dearest. You sitting right here? Huh? Hold on a second. Let me hit mute. She said, all I said was hello. I don't know how Mama Dearest got in there. I'm glad it sounds good. So I'm rushing late. My husband took the little man to football practice. He didn't get home until almost 8:30, and I have Rhonda over, who's in the chat somewhere. She's in the next room to talk about my husband, I'm sure. And so quickly they had to eat dinner, and we had to do the cake thing. So I'm like rushing around to the last second to try to hurry up and get on here. So I don't have everything perfect, but for the most part, I think I got it on here. Yeah, Kimmy Jean said it feels like YouTube's having sound issues tonight, but it could be my phone. LOL. I don't know. So how does it sound to you? Let me know. How does it sound to you? I have no clue. Hold on. Let me know if I yell if it's loud. Rhonda, how does it sound?
Can't listen up there. Say something.
She said, say something. Say something. Say something. Sounds good? Okay. So, hey, Queen Nessie. I am surprised you are awake. So listen, everybody and their mother is on YouTube right now. And of course, I think there's drama happening. I'm not even really sure. And I'm like, great. It's going to be quiet tonight. But that's okay, because I noticed when I do the paranormal stuff, it's a little quieter anyway. So it might be even more quieter tonight. But that's okay. Hi, Glenda. How are you? So, you know what? I should have talked to Eloise and Fancy before, because Fancy on my Facebook, and I won't show it without permission, thinks she might have been reincarnated from a past family member. She sent pictures and everything, and she looked it up and whatever, someone that was murdered and stuff. So if she happens to come in here, maybe I could talk her into coming up on here. And I only just thought about that a little while ago. I'm like, oh, Iris, why didn't you think about that before? That would have been really cool. All right, so it sounds very odd to me because I got the headphones in. It seems odd to me to talk to myself anyways, but it just seems even more odd with these on. Yeah, Mama's here. My mom is here. Oh my God. So my mother and Rhonda, who's in here also, got my husband the freshest shirt ever. If you want to see it, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you guys. But I'm not even going to show it on here. It is hysterical, but it's probably not YouTube approved. So anyhow, I got 3 small videos for us, and my mom had pulled up something earlier with some stories on it, and asked her to pull it up or send it to me so I can read them to you. But everything going crazy, I don't think that she did.
I did it too.
You did? You sent it to me?
Facebook.
Oh, on Facebook? Okay. Oh, sugar. I was trying to say sugar and shit at the same time. And kept coming out with shit. I mean, sugar. I don't know. Forget it. I can't speak. I'm burnt out today. I got to go to work tomorrow. I already missed a couple days of work. My back is absolutely still killing me. Oh, all right. Let me check on Facebook, which is good because I forgot to pull up the chat on here anyways. See, I got my old lady glasses ready so I can see it. See it? My kids laugh at me because I always wondered why the grandparents always had their glasses down like this. They always have. Now I know why. And I turned into that old lady. I turned into my grandma. Maybe my grandma's soul is reincarnated in me. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe they didn't have bifocals back then.
Yeah, I don't have bifocals on right now. I need to go to the eye doctor. I think I say that every time I'm on here. What was I doing? Oh, yes, my mother said she sent it to me. No, Mama, I didn't get it. When did you send it? Was it in
Right
text?
there. Go back there. You go right there. That one. The one I showed you.
This is a video.
Yeah, those are the videos.
No, not the video, the talky bit part.
Oh, the ones I was reading?
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh.
I said, Mama, can you send me the stuff that you're reading earlier?
I'll have to go back and find it.
Yeah, Nessie sent me a video too, but it was a couple weeks ago, I think. And I tried to go back and it wasn't letting me scroll up enough. I couldn't find it anyway, so I just gave up. So hey Sharon, how you doing? If I missed anybody in here that came in, I'm sorry. Alrighty. Alright, so let me bounce onto YouTube now and go into here. It's not playing, is it? I'll have to make sure the volume's turned down. I said my channel. There you go. There's your live. There you go. Did you see, y'all? I did 2 different intros. That's funny. It is what it is. I don't care. I was like, forget it. I'll just play the one I'm supposed to play now so I can finish doing what the heck I gotta do. Alright, so let me quickly put on, before I start playing these videos, I have to pull up YouTube first on here. But I'm going to quickly put it on. We're going to try to keep those trolls out, right? Try. No promise. If they want to wait 10 minutes to show up, then they can. But at least keep out all those sex ones. Wait. Did you guys, when you guys came on, did it say... I thought I did it earlier, but maybe I didn't. Did it say that's in subscriber mode only? Did any of you guys notice? Well, I started doing it earlier. I might have gotten sidetracked. ADD brain. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, that's right. I did go to do it before I started the live, and you know what happened? All of a sudden I got these weird pop-ups. Like these setting things from my computer. I don't know what it was.
You want my piece? You want to see my shirt?
No, we're not doing it on here.
Why not?
Oh my
I have a
God.
live audience. They want to see my shit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's really appropriate.
It's a candle, my guy.
It's okay. All right, hold on a second. Y'all, put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see my husband's fresh shirt. It's fresh. So let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see
Put a
it.
1 in the count.
Look at nobody's putting a 1, so I guess it's not happening. Oh wait, yep, okay. Hello, it's from England. How are you doing? Is it Garnet Price? How are you? Welcome here. Welcome. Okay, so my husband is so excited to show you his shirt. Yes, all right, his birthday shirt.
We thought it was appropriate.
So yeah, so Rhonda and Mommy Dearest got this for my husband.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's down backwards. Can you guys read what it says?
I'll tell you. It says, "Balmy, it's my birthday."
You weren't supposed to say it. Oh my God, get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if we can reverse it.
I warned you guys. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Kind of embarrassed. It's a candle, my guy.
Yes, blow out the candle. That's the real meaning of it. Nothing fresh. Shame on you guys for thinking fresh, naughty things. Shame, shame. My stepfather is like, oh my God, you're getting that, to my mother. Couldn't believe she was getting for him. She's like, you know how they are.
How Rob talks.
Yeah, that's good. You know how Rob talks. And I think it was it Rhonda's idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Rhonda.
Well, we were looking on Amazon looking for something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, yep. I gotta get over this embarrassment now. What?
It's reversed, so they can see it better.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Listen, y'all, if I get a strike on here for something being precious, it's one of y'all. Yes, Mama, they already seen it. Here you go. Here you go. They seen it. Don't worry. They don't need to see it again.
Okay. Iris doesn't want to get a gig point.
Yeah, don't.
Oh my God.
I think it's cool.
What you doing?
Balmy, it's my birthday.
Stop. I'm live.
Listen, it's just a candle.
Oh my God. See you
It's
later.
not a man working, it's a candle.
Will you stop? I might have to like edit out all this. I'm not really sure. Hey, Miss Bunny, how you doing, honey? I hope you didn't have to see my husband's birthday shirt. If you want to see it, rewind it for a minute. Oh my God. For real, I'm gonna find a way. If I edit it, is it gonna take up the chat? I heard that's what would happen.
Go watch TV?
Yeah, she used to call him Monkey.
Oh, really?
All right, okay.
Queen Nessie says.
Oh, you just got off your live? I haven't even really been in too many people's chats lately. I really haven't the past couple weeks.
Queen Nessie missed it. You gotta do it again.
Replay. Watch the replay if I don't edit it out. All right, y'all. Let's get crack-a-lackin'. So, how many people here believe in reincarnation? How many people here believe in reincarnation? Do you think it's possible? Are you on the fence about it? Oh, did you? Oh, good. Please remind me and I'll go back and watch it. That's good. You believe in reincarnation? I knew you would, Bonnie. I absolutely do. I can tell you afterwards, when I did some past life regression about what I found out about my past life and about my children too. A couple of them anyways. A couple of them. So we can chat. If the live doesn't take too long, I want to try to be able to have you guys come up on panel. See how it works this time. Because remember last time it wasn't working too well. I don't know if it's restream. I don't know if it's YouTube. I heard YouTube has been having problems lately. I know my mic stopped working. Who the heck knows? I know there's a full moon coming up, right? I think so. Anyhow, y'all, I won't be able to see you guys for a minute, so I'm gonna go on here and get this stuff going and pick the first video. So if I don't see any of your chats for a minute, please know I'm not ignoring you. Anybody that walks in, hello, hello. How you guys doing? Let's get this going. If I can remember how. Let's see, what is going to be the first video? I got a couple really, really good ones, and I want to see, after the videos are over, if you guys notice a theme on these videos. You might pick it up pretty quickly, too. Which one is which? Well, whatever one that happens, happens. Share the screen. Let me put it a little bit faster. Just a little bit. A wee bit. Okay. I'm going to put it on full screen here. Oh, wait, I got to put it on full screen on the other one first. Y'all, you know it takes me a minute to get my life together, right? Which one is it that's coming up first? Is it this one? I think it is this one. Okay. So, full screen. Is it going to show full screen for you guys? I got 3 of them I'm going to show. One of them is the little boy one. We watched a couple good ones. And I'll probably take my face off because one of them I cried in. I'm a big crybaby anyways. So if you're sensitive and you feel this with your heart, you know, you might have a couple tears running down your face. Because there's a couple good stories, and one of them really, really made me, oh. All right, good. Everything looks good. Ignore the reading one, please. Oh no, the reading one was a couple stories I was going to tell. It wasn't for you guys to be able to have to read them. It wasn't that. So don't worry, I'm not going to make you all read anything. It was a couple short stories that online my mother had found that were pretty good. All right. Nessie, you're too cute. Let me go back and hit play. Oh, sugar. Before I hit play, what do I have to do? I have to hit the mute button.
Special thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this episode. Reincarnation is one of life's great mysteries, where incredible stories are told either by children just chatting to their parents who are able to accurately describe their past lives, or by people who regressed under hypnotherapy, who were able to recall past lives in detail and were found to be historically accurate. The following are 3 amazing stories of people who remembered their past lives when they were children. The details that they describe are extremely vivid and cannot be explained even after scientific inquiry. The following 3 stories were researched by Jim B. Tucker, MD, who is a child psychiatrist at the University of Virginia School of Medicine and an expert in the studies of reincarnation, and interviewed the following 3 individuals. Number 3, Olivia, England. When Olivia was 2 years old, she was out walking with her mother. When her mother asked, "What time do you think it is?" And Olivia replied, 7 o'clock, then added, 1787. On another occasion, when Olivia was 2 years old, she casually said to her mother, "My name used to be Daisy." A short time later, she again approached her mother and said, "Robinson." Her mother asked what that meant, and Olivia replied, "It was my name, and that she used to be called Daisy Robinson." When she was 2.5, Olivia would often talk about past events. Her father asked her whether she used to have a different mummy and daddy, and she excitedly replied, "Yes." Another time, Olivia came up to her mother and told her, "All the air came out of here," and her mother replied, "Out of where?" And Olivia pointed to the middle of her body and said, "Here, and I died, but I don't like talking about it," and then left the room. Her mother was quite stunned because Olivia had had no contact with death other than seeing a dead frog once that her parents hadn't even told her was dead. One day after waking up from a nap, Olivia spoke to her mother again about 1787. Her mother asked her if she'd remembered any songs back then, and Olivia immediately said, "London Bridge is falling down," which was a favourite of hers. That nursery rhyme was in fact around in 1787. Another time Olivia walked up to her mother and out of the blue said, 30 years old. Her mother said, "Who is 30 years old?" And Olivia replied, "I was when I died. I died because I didn't eat anything and then wandered away." Her mother then thought back to the voracious appetite Olivia had when she was a newborn, which could be explained by the starvation that she had suffered shortly before dying in her previous life. Olivia was eating a green apple one day and giggling to herself. She told her mother that Daisy Robinson had only eaten red apples, but now she only ate green apples. Another time she said that Daisy Robinson's mother was called Kitty. Her mother knew that Olivia did not know anyone called Kitty, neither did she. Olivia did not talk about the subject again until she was about 4 years old, where Olivia's mother figured she'd outgrown it, and so they had a conversation about the death of their family dog. Olivia wondered whether the dog would come back as another dog, because she had had past lives. But then Olivia said that their dog would not be a new doggy yet, because you spend a bit of time dead first, like a few weeks or months or something. Mother asked, "Is that what happened to you?" And she replied, "Yes." Mother asked where she was after she died, and she said she didn't exist. She said that she just went into thin air. She went up into the sky and broke up into bits of dust. The dust then floated all over the place. She said dying wasn't scary, and when she was dust, other people made friends with her. They were dust as well. Mother asked if she was afraid of dying. Olivia said she wasn't, but the thought of dying did make her sad because she liked being on Earth. Olivia talked about Daisy's life and where she lived in a little town. She could not remember the name of the town, but said it was in England. She said most people lived in little villages where everyone knew each other. In the little town, they sold bread, cheese and meat. Mother asked whether there was a McDonald's in the town. Olivia laughed and said it wasn't invented yet. She said they didn't have cars, only horses. She also said the money they used had the king on it, and the coins were bumpy on the edges and very flat. Olivia's mother investigated English coins from 1787 that Olivia claimed she had seen in her life as Daisy, and found that there was an imprint of King George III on them with serrated bumpy edges and were flatter than modern-day coins. Her mother decided to show Olivia a collection of English coins dating back to the 1600s, where Olivia was able to point to a 1787 King George shilling she said she remembered. She was also able to recognise other coins from the reign of King George III. For a child of between 2 and 5 years old to remember things in vivid detail is quite amazing, because at that age they only had a limited life experience. So if she had not lived a previous life as Daisy Robinson, where did she get all the information from? Number 2, Hannah, Canada. Hannah's father had hated hockey all of his life, which disappointed his father because he was passionate about it, and they never really bonded because of it. Even when Hannah's father first met her mother, he said they would get on okay if she never spoke of hockey. So Hannah grew up in a family that never spoke about hockey and never watched it on TV. As Hannah was growing up, she never had a babysitter until the age of 9, when her grandmother would be a babysitter, so Hannah had no contact with anybody that could have discussed hockey with her. Like her parents, Hannah had no interest in hockey. One day, when Hannah was 3 years old, she asked her father why her son didn't come around to take her to hockey games anymore. He asked her when her son had done this, and she replied, "You know, Daddy, when I was an old lady." For a couple of months, she asked about her son and seemed frustrated that he wasn't coming around. Hannah then gave details about her son, where she said he was skinny with red curly hair. She talked about how her son wore a leather coat. She also said that he drove a white car with rust on it. She would also talk about the arena, which surprised her father because, as Hannah had never been to an arena and no one had ever discussed that word around her. Suddenly, Hannah stopped talking about her son and hockey games, and when her father later brought the subject up, she seemed to have no memory of them. So, what would possess a 3-year-old child, especially a family who didn't even like hockey, to imagine that she'd been an elderly woman wanting her son to take her to hockey games? Now, before we get to number 1, we'd like to do a quick message from our sponsor. Finding the right VPN service can be a struggle. However, For as little as $1.99 a month, Surfshark is here to secure your online data with some extra bonus features. Unlike other VPN services, Surfshark allows you to use it on unlimited devices, letting you enjoy the full richness of the open internet freely. If you're addicted to Netflix like us, Surfshark is the only VPN which allows you to access 8 different Netflix libraries, including the USA, UK, Japan, France, Australia, India, Italy, and the Netherlands. You can also have peace of mind to be able to surf the net with no ads, trackers, malware, or phishing attempts. The Supreme Whitelister feature also allows specific apps and websites to bypass the VPN, and works great with mobile banking apps. With over 800 servers in over 50 different countries and 24/7 support, Surfshark is fast becoming the leader among VPN providers. On to number 1. Number 1, Susan, United States. Susan was a clinical psychologist who from an early age regularly dreamt of being an African American girl of 7 or 8 walking down a dirt road. Susan, who is Caucasian, grew up in a mountainous area, but the environment of her childhood dreams were different. It is hot, humid, flat, and very dusty. Susan believes it was probably in the southeast United States. As she was walking, she looks down at the dry skin of her hands and thinks they look ashy. Then a car comes along which appears to be from the 1940s, and she is suddenly pulled into the car. There are 2 white men in the car that appear to be in their 20s or 30s. She remembers the bench seat, the lines of the upholstery, and the dusty floorboard. There in the car, she was assaulted and lost her life. The memory of this event is as vivid to Susan as any other event in her childhood. She also had repetitive dreams about the event. In some of them, she re-experienced the assault, while in others, she observed what happened from above. She didn't think any of the dreams were nightmares, as they were very realistic, but they frequently woke her up. Susan could think of nothing in her childhood's environment that could have triggered the dreams. There were African Americans living in a town that she grew up in, but there was no racial unrest. In discussions with black friends, they confirmed that the expression ashy was used when their skin became dry. Susan feels her vivid dreams have had no negative effect on her as she grew older, and she has had no relationship problems with her husband, nor has she suffered any anxiety problems, but claims that she has always had an exaggerated startle response.
All right, that is the first one. I like the next one a lot better. I did like these ones too. They're cute, and they told you a couple different stories, but I like the next one better. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Just put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me, so it picks it up quicker. I'll notice it faster. Because remember the last time when I said, when I first took it off mute, for some reason it didn't hear my voice right away. It was like on a delay. Okay, good. All right, so let me get rid of this one. Remove source. So then I can get ready for the next one. The next one is good, I promise. I pre-warned us. Forewarned the bot. Yeah. I know. Nessie sent me a message before the live went start, like a half an hour before the live was a start, and she's like, "Don't forget to turn off the part of the night bot saying about the readings." I'm like, "Girl, I don't even got time for that." I'll try, but I don't got time. I completely forgot about it, and I really didn't have time. So let's get to the next one. The next one is such a cute story, and I really did cry because, oh, actually, my mother and I both did, and my daughter turned around. She's like, "Are you guys good?" Okay, I just played that one. I'm just trying to make sure I know which one is which.
When
Nope.
you had the video on,
Huh?
my chat wasn't working all well, the video.
Oh, that's weird. I don't understand that. That's something wrong with your phone. It's not my internet service.
Rhonda, can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? All right.
Diane's going to be crying too.
Oh, are you going to cry, Diane, too?
Glenda R. put in a
If you're a crybaby like me, You'll cry. All right. So let me make sure that I have to fast forward it just a tiny bit so we don't get in trouble. All right, let me see if it's working good. It looks good. This one's a really good story. And then I got a really short video after this one about a little boy who said that they insist that they were reincarnated as, well, you'll see actually after this one. It's very, very short though. Okay, let me hit me.
A Louisiana boy offers incredible evidence that should satisfy both sides of the soul debate. His case offers proof that the soul is real, that it can be reincarnated, that science can study it. At the University of Virginia, a group of psychiatrists use science to unlock the secrets of reincarnation. Since the 1960s, the Division of Perceptual Studies has been collecting cases of children who claim past life memories. They now have files on 2,500 children.
Well, I think what the research shows is that for people who are open to considering the possibility that there is evidence that consciousness at times can exist separately from a functioning brain. So in the cases of these children's reports, if you look at the best cases, they provide evidence that at times there can be this carryover of memories and emotions that seem carried over from one life and continue on in another.
May 2000, Lafayette, Louisiana. A mother awakens to hear the screams of her 2-year-old son.
He was laying on his back, and he was kicking his feet up like this and pounding his fists like this, just kicking and kicking and screaming at the top of his lungs.
Andrea Leininger cannot soothe her baby James. Eventually, he falls back to sleep. She thinks the nightmare is over, but really, it is just beginning.
Then the next night he had another one. It was the exact same thing, the same exact kicking motion. And the more he had it, the more bizarre it became because it was so specific and so repetitive.
This marked the start of one of the best documented cases of possible reincarnation in history. Today, James Leininger is 12.
I play sports, baseball, soccer, go to Ascension Episcopal School. I have a lot of friends there. The other kids, when they were younger, say, I want to be a fireman, I want to be an astronaut, but I was always, I want to be a fighter pilot. I want to be in the Marines.
Oh, you got some cool pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, they came out nice.
From the age of 3, James's parents began to hear stories from their son that shocked them. That their son was recalling things that connected him to a Navy pilot who died in 1945. They were skeptical. Bruce is an HR manager in the oil industry. Andrea is a former ballerina turned instructor. As Christians, they never believed in reincarnation, but they began to piece together an amazing story. The first clue came from the terrifying, non-stop nightmares that James began having at the age of 2.
He was saying, airplane crash on fire, little man can't get out. Airplane crash on fire, little man can't get out. That's when I was like, oh my God, is that what he's been dreaming this entire time?
What he was saying wasn't registering as much on me as what he was doing. He was flailing around in bed, and I remember the very specific thought I had at that point. This looks like The Exorcist. He was freaking out. I had this thought, he possessed. What is going on here?
Within a year, the visions that greeted James in his nightmares began taking shape when he was wide awake.
I was reading to James, and then he sat up and he goes, Mama, the little man's going like this. And he laid down, and he goes, and he did the same thing he did in his dream. He was kicking his feet up, and he goes, the little man's going like this. Ooh, 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 can't get out, can't get out. And I sat him back up, and I said, who's the little man? And he goes, me. It still makes my hair stand up. And Bruce said, what happened to your plane? And he said, it crashed on fire. And he said, why did your airplane crash? And he said, it got shot. And Bruce said, who shot your plane? And he went, oh, the Japanese.
James then gave his parents the next uncanny clue, one that was very specific, the name of a ship from which he says his aircraft took off.
So I said, well, did your boat have a name? And he said, Natoma. And I'd never heard the word before. And I went down the hall and got onto the computer and Googled it. And down around hit 300, all there was this thing, Natoma Bay CVE 62. Clicked on it, and up comes this history of a World War II aircraft carrier. And so that was the beginning of what the heck is going on here.
Standing there staring at this picture of this little, it was like an aerial photo of this little aircraft carrier in the water, and we just stood there staring at it for a long time.
I had no answers. How could he know this? How could he know a person? How could he know a ship? And what did all this mean? So that was where I really just said, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm going to find, but I'm not going to stop looking until I get as many answers as I can get.
This was enough to send Bruce on an investigation, doing his own research. Over the next 2 years, he learned about the men from the Natoma Bay, both living and dead. And James kept giving his parents additional, tantalizing, eerie clues.
Well, I kept asking him, do you remember what your name was? Do you remember what your name was? And he always said James. And I thought, well, he's 2, he's confused. He thinks I'm asking him what his name is.
Then James started drawing.
That was one of my mission things.
The mission thing, you remember that?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite ones.
The same thing, over and over. Like a movie, compressed all into one frame. An air battle. Flak. A plane on fire. And his signature, James 3.
So one day I was in the kitchen, I was washing dishes, James had breakfast, and he had an airplane, he was just flying around like this, and he goes, Mama, before I was born, I was a pilot, and my airplane got shot in the engine and crashed in the water, and that's how I died. And I was just froze. It was such a bizarre thing to say, but it was just that matter of fact. There was no drama, there was no emotion to it.
At 3, James started pretending to be a pilot, with an attention to detail that astonished his father.
One day he dragged a car seat into the closet in my office, and he set up a little cockpit in there. He had a little play school console, and it was going to be a cockpit, and he's going back and forth. All of a sudden, the door comes flying open, and he comes rolling out of it. I said, James, what happened to you? He says, I said, you fall? He says, no. He says, my plane got shot, and I bailed out.
The next breakthrough came when Bruce was invited to the Natoma Bay Veterans Reunion. He asked about the names of men killed in battle, and this led him to finally solving the mystery of James 3.
He called me on the phone and he said, you won't believe this, there's only one guy from the Natoma Bay who was killed during the battle for Iwo Jima, and his name was James M. Houston Jr. And I said, wait, that would make our James 3. I was so excited. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, that's him. It's James M. Houston. His name is James, it's James 3.
James Houston Jr., World War II Navy pilot. At age 21, on March 3, 1945, his plane was shot down over Chichijima. Now, the skeptical parents were sitting on compelling proof that their little boy really was reincarnated.
This plane, the Wildcat, is the plane that James M. Houston crashed in. And he was a test pilot for the Corsair. And he would test fly those off of carriers. The F-18 is the plane I want to fly when I grow up.
Since he was 2, James showed an unusual fascination for military air shows and an uncanny familiarity with vintage aircraft. His parents cautiously made contact with James Houston's only surviving relative, his sister, Anne. At first, she didn't know what to think about the little boy who claimed to be her brother reincarnated. But then, James asked her for a painting that only one person other than her knew existed.
And she sent this January 16th, 2006. It says, Dear James, I do hope that this is the picture you asked for. It is the only one of me done by my mother. I am sorry to be so long sending it to you. These past few weeks have been very busy and hectic. I hope you like it. With my love, Annie.
James believed then, as he does now, that it was the dead pilot's soul asking for that picture.
I had asked her for a painting that my past mother had done for her and me. This was in her attic for 50 or so years. My parents and she thought it was crazy that I would know about something like this.
Anne, too, became a believer. And there were other, more chilling connections. James had 3 G.I. Joes he named Billy, Walter, and Leon, names his parents thought were strange for a boy to choose.
Bruce is like, hey, James, what are you going to name your G.I. Joe? And he's just playing, he goes, Walter. And so we were like, Walter? Bruce goes, how come you named your G.I. Joes Billy, Walter, and Leon? And he goes, because that's who met me when I got to heaven. And it was one of those moments where like the blood drained out of our face and we just kind of walked backwards. Bruce went in the office, I went in the office, we closed the door. He's in there going through papers like this. I'm like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? He finds this piece of paper and he says, Billy Peeler, Walter Devlin, and Leon Connor were all in the same squadron as James Houston. I was like, when did they die? Did they die before? He's throwing papers around, pulls out another sheet, and he looked at the dates of death, and they all died before James Houston died.
They all flew with him.
Although James's dad remained skeptical that reincarnation might really be possible, what happened next was uncanny.
So we're cleaning up the yard. He's playing in the leaves. I said, I just love you to bits. And he goes, well, he said, I knew you'd be a good daddy when I picked you. And I said, what? And he said, well, when I found you and Mommy, I knew you would be good parents. My head was shrinking to the size of a raisin, my brain. I said, what do you mean when you found us? He said, well, I found you and Mommy in Hawaii.
James told his father that he saw them in a pink hotel, which is where the Leiningers were staying when they decided to have James. Bruce and Andrea were cautious about asking doctors and psychiatrists for help. They decided to find their own solution to James's ordeal. And their solution was to go to Japan, to the very expansive ocean where the pilot, James Houston Jr., died.
Thou who art the pilot of the souls of men.
The boat was right above where the wreckage of the plane was. And Bruce did this beautiful memorial service. And so I thought that was a perfect moment for me to just say, I sat down with him and I said, Jim Houston's been a part of your life for as long as we can remember. And he's always going to be an important part of who you are. But you have a life to live as James Leininger. And it's time for you to say goodbye to Jim Houston. And he just started bawling. And he cried for about 20 minutes.
He had everyone on the boat.
It was the saddest thing I ever seen.
He had everyone on the boat.
Crying. It's time for him to say goodbye. James Houston.
Goodbye, James and Houston.
Good job.
I salute you.
Good boy. So brave. You're such a brave soul. Such a brave soul and spirit.
It was weird when we got back to shore. It was something had changed.
He left something there.
He really did. It was palpable. You could see that he'd mourned that and everything that had happened and was ready to move on. And he really did at that point. That's kind of when everything really changed.
I'm going to be the same thing that James M. Houston was, a pilot.
The next picture that James Leininger drew was one of peace. The nightmares stopped. The memories started to fade.
I don't want him to remember anything about his past life. He has a life, and I don't want him to be bogged down or confused or...
Well, he's our son, he's not Jim Houston.
Got a life to live.
Today, James Leininger can remember nothing specific about the soul that used to torment him.
The spirit that I used to have when I was 4, 5, 6 has gone away. I'm just James now. It's not... I still have James Houston in me, I think, but it's not so much the bad history. It's more of the peaceful history of his life.
That was a good story, huh? Yeah, that was a good story. That one really touched my heart. It made me remember something, actually. Let me see if I can remove the source. All right, so that was a great story. That reminded me of a story of my husband's, of our nephew, okay? I'm sorry, I have a cigarette lit. I forgot I took it off screen. So yes, he is. Vanessa, you're funny. So my little nephew, when he was like 3 or 4, his mom was telling me how he kept insisting that every time he seen a plane drive by, he in the sky, he would point up to it and would say that was him. And he died in a plane crash, but he used to ride planes all the time. He was insistent. I don't remember the whole story now. This was many years ago, and he's in the military now. But actually, he just got in the military. But that was the story. He insisted that he was a pilot, and he died as a pilot also. I wonder, I should ask her if she remembers. I'm sure she does. That was her child. I mean, if I remember it, she remembers it, right? But anyway, so I got one more story, and I know I told you guys before, 2 of my children think they know what they were in the past life. And I'll tell you guys that in a minute. Just let me get the next one going. The next one is kind of cute. The little boy, well, you'll see the little boy insisted that they were in a past life. Just let me pull it up. Is this it? Yep, this is it. All right. I just want to make sure I know which one it is. Actually, before it even starts, I'm going to make sure I change the setting so so I don't get copyrighted. I don't remember if I did it to the last one or not. All right, but this last one is very, very quick. Oh, I hit mute before I even put it up on the screen. You all know I'm an airhead. It takes me a minute. Oh, looky who that is. Let me make sure I turn it off mute now.
Australia has told his parents that he used to be Britain's Princess Diana in his previous life. His parents laughed off the statement as one of those cute things kids say. But over time, they were shocked to find that his knowledge of the former Princess of Wales' life included facts that it would have been impossible for him to know. Here is the amazing story. Billy Thompson was 2 years old when someone gave his British mother Lisa a Lady Di novelty greetings card. On seeing the card, Billy pointed at the image and exclaimed, "Look, it's me as a princess." The family had never discussed the life of the Princess of Wales, who had passed away 18 years before Billy was born. According to his father, TV presenter David Campbell, they also had zero Raw's paraphernalia in their home. The parents were accordingly mystified as to where Billy's comments came from. Billy started talking to his family about his two boys, and, when later asked, explained that he meant his sons, the British Princes William and Harry. Billy is the grandson of Australian-Scottish-born rock musician Jimmy Barnes, and, on meeting a Scottish friend of the family, started describing a castle he used to visit when he was Princess Diana. He accurately named it as Balmoral Castle and said that it had unicorns on its walls. The unicorn is Scotland's national animal, with two of the legendary creatures appearing on either side in its royal arms. Multiple images of unicorns adorn the facade and interior of Balmoral Castle. A further disturbing statement came from Billy when Lisa showed him another photograph of Princess Diana. He again claimed that it showed him as a princess, with the added comment, "Then one day the sirens came and I wasn't a princess anymore." His parents were chilled to hear that their son appeared to have some memory of the princess's fatal car accident in Paris in 1997. But the strangest and most unexplained part of Billy's account was his mention of a brother called John. Initially, his parents felt relieved. Princess Di's brother was named Charles, and they felt that there was no way she had a brother John. They decided, however, to check her family history online, and were astonished to find that a baby brother who had been named John had been born to her parents. Sadly, he passed just hours after birth, and a full year before Diana was born. Folkloric accounts of reincarnation abound in every country of the world, and are said to predate the advent of the major religions. A common theme seems to be that children experience memories of past lives from about the age of 2, but by 8 years of age they have faded. Another is that souls often reincarnate within the same culture. Billy's parents seem to have rightly not asked him too many questions about his memories, some of which are probably traumatic. Shanti Devi, who is much publicised reincarnated soul, has commented that the memories can also raise strong desires to reunite with lost loved ones. And she said, "I do not want to open that closed door again."
I feel this is the most dangerous phase in my life. He's planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury, in order to make the path.
In October 1996, Princess Diana predicted her own death in this letter to her butler, Paul Burrell. 2 weeks ago, he released the letter, blanking out the name of the person Diana believed was plotting her murder.
The problem that the establishment will have is that they have covered up the inquest, never been an inquest. They've not allowed a public inquiry into what happened to Diana in this country. And that has fueled already conspiracy theories for the last 6 years. And what
Hello. All right. So, is everything working? I left to go Well, use a little girl's room. And then I was trying to get my daughter to come in here to tell you guys what she thinks her past life is. Wait, for one, I don't know if you guys can hear her, Amy, talk.
Hi.
Did you hear her say hi? I have the headphones on, so I don't know if you guys can hear her. So let me know if you guys can hear her. Hey, Amanda, how are you? So it's Mama, say something. Tell them how wonderful I am or something. Hey, Tracy, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Hi, Amanda.
Can you, Rhonda, did you hear Amy? Oh, you did?
Hi, Amy.
Okay. Nancy's like, no pictures? No, y'all watching a video. And the next one, I have my earphones and all of a sudden I hear it stop. I was like, crap. All right, so I wanted to tell you guys, for one, I got a funny, oh, you did hear Amy? Okay, good. It sounds a little bit different tonight, but I can totally hear Annie and Mama. Well, that's because I got the earbuds in tonight, and the reason why I did is because my microphone isn't working. That's okay. It was a cheap one anyways. I only paid $30 for it. So I just know that I'm going to save up to get a little bit better one. I saw some really good ones on there. So, but anyways, so I figured, well, you know what? Hey, Pooja, how you doing, hon? So I figured for now I'll put on my headphones and see that you guys can try to hear me.
You want to get...
Oh, Pooja, we're not doing tarot readings tonight. Tonight we're talking about reincarnation. Today's our paranormal night, so we talk about different things that people may or may not believe in. Sometimes we talk about ghosts. Last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? Near-death experiences. We've talked about, oh, somebody suggested Bigfoot. We haven't done Bigfoot. We haven't done UFOs yet. So, but tomorrow I will be doing spirit readings. So if you want a message from spirit, that'll be tomorrow. So Pooja, come tomorrow and you can get a reading from your spirit. All right, so anyways, as I was saying first I got to tell you this funny story. So I told you guys how I do past life regression class. So it's a meditation I put you guys in, and hopefully you'll be able to focus and figure out what at least one of your past lives are, right? So this was Amy, this a couple years ago.
It's not funny, don't tell him that.
So listen, she's like, it's not funny, don't tell him that. So listen, this is funny, and you know what though, we have to tell you, like, listen, you're not the first one this has happened to. So we're doing the meditation, whatever. So everybody wakes up. Oh no, wait, we had a hard time waking her up because she fell asleep. She didn't meditate. She flat out went to sleep. So we tell everybody, bring a blanket to lay on, bring a pillow, whatever makes you comfortable. Yeah. She's like, you told me to be comfortable. Oh, she was comfortable, all right. She fell right to sleep, and we had a hard time waking her up. But anyhow, so we asked her afterwards if she'd seen anything, and she was like, did you? I don't think you did. I think you're like,
I saw, like, you know how, like, you're like, oh, bust down the stairs? I saw one door, literally just one door.
Okay.
I remember you saying that there's supposed to be multiple doors.
It doesn't matter, one is
but
fine.
There was just one door. And you know, like, those stairs at the towers, and it's, like, narrow, and there's one door?
Yeah.
Well, it was those, like, a set of stairs, and then at the bottom, there was, like a little square, and it was filled with water, and it had fish in it.
Oh, I did? Okay.
That's what I saw.
Okay.
And but that was, all I gotta say is
so that was at the very,
naps I've had.
It was one of the best naps you've had. So anyhow, so she didn't even get to the meditation. She got to the point where you're getting ready to walk through the door to your past life.
Who is that? No, I don't snore.
It was very, very slight. It was like, she wasn't really snoring, but enough her breathing, you could tell she was sleeping.
I wasn't snoring.
But she's really not the first one. So there's quite a few times we do meditation during our services. We haven't done it so much during COVID because it's outside and we have to try to yell to everybody. So how are you going to yell? Relax, go to sleep, breathe, you know. So anyways, we haven't been doing meditations Maybe silent ones, but not guided meditation so much anymore. I think, I don't know too much about last life path numbers, but I do actually think that they're correct, and they all do mean, they all have meaning. I think astrology has meaning, and it's correct. I think everything in the universe is interconnected. I think we're all interconnected. I think anything from as above, so below, that means above in heaven, so here on earth. I think everything is connected, everything. So I do believe it's totally correct. Oh, Amy's writing me a note saying she needs to go to sleep. She has work tomorrow. She just got her CNA license, so she's very excited.
So you could see me writing.
Yeah. So anyway, so no, she's telling me to hurry up.
Yes.
So Amy, in school, she's always, this has always been an interest of hers, but she really struggles in school when they show videos of World War II. World War II and with Hitler and stuff like. In school, the teachers make sure she's okay because she literally has a mental breakdown, or they apologize to her. We're sorry, Amy. We know this is like a sore subject for you, because she breaks down and she insists. She's like, I know, I was alive during World War II, and during the Hitler era. So I asked her, do you think you're on a good side or a bad side? So let Amy speak about it. You might have to speak up a little bit so they can hear you. You want to move your chair over here so I can hear you? No. I didn't think so. Yeah, be lucky I'm talking, she said. Okay.
I think I was in the Holocaust, if we're being honest.
All right, you think you're in a Holocaust. Okay.
Or I was a Nazi and now I'm just like, oh my God, what did I do? But I really think that I was in the Holocaust part of it. Like I was a Jewish person. Now I'm in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because like anytime someone like talks about it or like they mention Hitler, I just get enraged. Like I get really mad.
Yes. So I remember asking you before if you thought you were a good person or a bad person in the Holocaust. What did you tell me?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? What do you think that you were? What feelings do you get from it?
Oh, I feel really sad.
I know you feel really sad. We know you feel really sad, and so does all the teachers at school. And everybody in class. And when she cries and gets upset about it, she does this, and then we're like, like she's having a mental breakdown, like a real life crisis right then and there.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. I feel completely bad for her, but I am so worried that if they talk about it again this year, that there's a good chance that they'll end up sending her down to guidance. Like she really struggles, but when I say struggles, she really struggles.
Do you remember seeing anything?
No.
No, well, you used to remember. She's older now, so she doesn't remember as much as she used to. She used to tell me a little bit more when she was younger. I know she has trouble watching any kind of movies about it, anything. It really struggles. One time you said that you were worried that you were on the bad side, and that's what breaks your heart, is because you couldn't picture yourself hurting people like that.
I don't know. Cause like, I remember this one time in school where, I don't know, it just makes me so mad that he said this, so that's why like it stays with me. This person said that the bombing, like on the Japanese, that atomic bomb that was dropped, he said that was worse than the Holocaust. And that pissed me off.
Yes, because your heart is really into the Holocaust.
I literally, they were like, oh, does anybody have a different opinion? And I was like, I was the only one that raised my hand.
Which I'm surprised, because she's very shy, actually.
Yeah, I was the only person that raised my hand. But I was like, people were literally tortured, starved, experimented on.
Yeah.
They were treated so horribly. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to compare the two, but with the bomb, people died instantly.
No, you guys don't have to. Don't worry about it. But thank you anyways.
With the bomb, a lot of the people died instantly. Like, yeah, there was people that died later from radiation, but these people were tortured. They were starved. They were forced to work instantly.
You're right, yeah.
And when they didn't have enough strength to work in those conditions, they were beat.
She's getting ready to cry, which will make me cry.
It just pissed me off.
I told you she's really passionate about it.
Oh, how many hours did she research Hitler and
Oh, yeah, she did a lot of research on it. Yeah.
Huh?
But she's getting ready to cry now, thinking about it. And I'm a crybaby, so if my kids cry, I'm going to cry. I'm not even sad, I'm just crying because she's crying. Yeah. So anyways, my point of having her coming out here, because she wasn't really little when she talked about this. She wasn't like really, really young or anything. This started when she was young. If we watch a movie or something about it, and she passionately got more and more and more involved with it. So to the point, she really struggles when there's any conversation about it. And the reason why I brought that up was for two reasons. I'm about to tell you about my older daughter too. I truly believe that if you're truly passionate about a situation or a subject to the point that it truly affects you, like the Holocaust affects Amy, and to the point where it completely bothers her, that's a little bit more than just having some empathy for a group of people that experienced a horrible traumatic experience. So I truly believe that her soul remembers an experience that she had. That Amy could never go to the museum in Washington, D.C. about the Holocaust.
Oh my God, I literally didn't go to that field trip because I knew I wouldn't be able to.
Do you hear her? She went there in middle school, and she just said literally she did not go to that field trip purposely because she knew she couldn't handle it. Do you think you could now that you're older? No, you still can't.
They came back and they were talking about all the little shoes that they have, and like.
Look, she's starting to cry again.
It's not funny, but they were talking about.
They're saying thank you for sharing.
They were talking about the shoes and stuff, and it breaks my heart.
Oh.
Especially because like little kids and stuff that were in the Holocaust.
Yeah. She's saying that when her friends came back from the museum, they're talking about the little shoes she's seen and the kids, talking about the kids and stuff that were in the Holocaust, that just hearing it bothered her. Like I said, she's crying and just talking about it. So that to me shows that is a soul memory. That's a soul memory that she has. Yeah. She's very passionate. A whole family. Like if you were a bunch of crybabies. Like people see me like, Iris, you're tough. You're tough. You know, I'm strong. I have a mouth. I say how it is. But I'm also will be the first person to be there for you. And I'm a crybaby. I'm a crybaby. And it runs in the family. Okay, so I have another daughter, all right, who's a lot older than her. She is the same way, but not with the Holocaust. She is with anything that is Revolutionary War, anything to do with that. She's just as passionate. When she was little for many years, she did a lot of parades. She was in the Fife and Drum Corps. She went to a lot of encampments. When that subject came up in school, like she got A pluses, you know, like that was a subject she didn't even have to study. Like she just knew. She truly knew everything, and she would say all the time, "I know I was there in that time period." She would say all the time, "I know I was reincarnated from Revolutionary War era." She's like, "I know because I'm so passionate about it." She knew. She truly knew, and she loved anything to do with it, anything. So she feels the exact same way. Except I wasn't, even though she said that to me, and we did have that conversation, I didn't get in much detail with her, asking her more questions about, you know, how does it make you feel, or what part of the revolution do you think you're involved in? Because I think some of our memories can come back. So like if Amy tried, I don't think mentally she can handle it right now. Maybe she can when she's older, but maybe if she meditated on or even got in meditation or whatever the case could be, I think she can help bring up some of those memories and get a little more answers to the story. Oh, Grandma Chauncey's asking me to hug you. Yeah. She's like, I'm not going on camera. I'll hug her later. I tried to trick her to get her here. I think I see somebody say hi, monkey ass. Oh, hey, monkey ass, I see you now. Hi, sweetie, how are you?
Hi, honey, how are you?
My husband's in the kitchen. Oh, yeah, I've seen his butt. See his butt.
Don't touch on my head.
You believe you're Joe and are reincarnated? All right, so I want to talk to you guys about something else. So I told you what my children think they were. They don't have proof. They don't know, but they're extremely passionate about different things. Oh, thank you, honey. You just got me some.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got some more. Don't bug me for a day or something.
Okay. Hold on a second. Kimmy said I break down and cry over homelessness. I don't cry easily, but seeing human beings with no family or food, freezing, and sometimes drug addicted, it nearly really bothers me. Girl, you don't even know how I am when it comes to homeless people. I'm the same way. I'm not even exaggerating. I have a weak spot for somebody who is homeless. Yes, I know a lot of them are drug addicts. I know a lot of them choose to be that way, but that doesn't mean they don't need some empathy and care for people. So I have many times in the winter gotten blankets or gotten clothes for people, or I know a couple people that will come to me sometimes and ask me. I'm not saying who because it's personal, but I've had people come to me and ask me to find clothes for certain people or blankets or whatnot, or ask me if I had extra ones, and I've gone to my cabin and got food. My husband, because he knows how I am, I would go down to the local park and hand out water, hand out food. My husband was really upset one time when I bought some pizza and he saw me handing out pizza, but, but that is really a passion of mine. Diane says, I tell my mom I think I'm her mom. After her mom died, they decided to have me and the only planned child of 5. And now here I am caring for her like she's my little boy, my little baby. Absolutely, I believe that 110%. Exactly, it's heartbreaking. Oh, you're so kind, Iris. Thank you, Kimmy. So, did you guys notice a theme on the couple of videos we've seen? Almost all of them. And they've done study and researches. They're all children. You notice that? They're all children. Every single one of them that remembers their past life were all children.
As you get older, you believe.
Yes, and that's the thing. So, children are a beacon, okay? I believe we reincarnate. I believe that we pick our life and our family that we come to. I do believe that we're soul connected, so a lot of times we stay with the same family, the same circle. So, like Amy, the past life could have been my great-grandmother, you know what I'm saying, or my great-grandfather, or an uncle, or a cousin, or whatever the case may be. Maybe she was my husband, my wife, Yes, and that's the thing. So I think children, just like, think about it. Some people say, oh, I don't see spirit. I wish I could, but I did when I was little, or I heard I did when I was little. Or my grandchild or my child, I think when they're babies, they see spirit. They do, all right? So you think about it this way. A lot of people see spirit when they're very young, and the older they get, or imaginary friends. I totally believe imaginary friends is spirit that's around them. And more than likely, it's an ancestor of theirs. So if our children can see spirit at such a young age, and they start to lose when they get a little older, why can't the same thing happen with reincarnation? Our souls are young and they're fresh. And the more we get awakened to this world, the little older we get, we start to lose and start to forget about our past life, because now we're into our new life. We're going full force into this new life. So, of course, that makes sense when you first come into this world. I was watching a video, which I was going to say have you guys watch. It was really good. Maybe I can post a link or something afterwards if I find out again. I was watching this video about this Hindu guy talking. Their proof of reincarnation. I don't remember all of them now. But one of them is they're like, he was like, think about it. When a baby is born, they can't fend for themselves. They don't know anything, okay? They're not useless, but he used a nicer word than I did. He goes, how do they instinctively know how to drink off the mother's breast? How would the baby know how to feed itself? He says that is a memory, a reincarnation memory that is passed down from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So it's not just instinct, that's that memory that comes through. Sharon says, I'm listening because I'm doing my duties, making lunch for his lunch tomorrow and cutting tips, FF wings and preparing for tomorrow's dinner. And damn, girl, I need that energy. I need that energy. Hold on. I want to see what a couple other people have said. Nancy said, my first time in France, I knew were places where before Google, internet, etc., like the origin of the Ark in Orange, France. Oh wow, Nessie, that is awesome. That is awesome. So I think, I don't know, I don't have proof. I think I absolutely love Janis Joplin. Like, she is my queen, and and I had a dream one time that I remember the dream vaguely, so I don't remember if I was Janis Joplin or if I don't think so, because I was born. What year did Janis Joplin die? I don't think I was Janis Joplin. I think I was like one of her groupies, if that makes sense. Somebody really close to her. And I know for a fact I died of a heroin overdose. Like, that much I know. But I know, like, I was a big fan of Janis, and we carried on. So I don't think I was Janis, but I was so obsessed with Janis that I almost like I wanted to be here, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eloise. So anyway, I don't have proof. And then it made me think. So my oldest daughter is an addict. Everybody knows that. And she's a heroin addict. So I'm always thinking, I'm like, what if, because of my past life, I passed away, you know, as a heroin addict. I know I did for a fact. That we pick our own lives and our own life path. Is that's why I'm placed in the spot I am now. Does that make sense? Because you learn different lessons from different angles. I don't know if it's true, but that's the way, you know, I thought about it. I wanted Iris to read it, but she missed it. Yes, Rhonda, I did miss it. What did I miss? We forgot as we get older. Wait, what did I miss?
I was so mad when I reincarnated. I wouldn't talk for 2 years.
I was so mad.
Who said that?
Rhonda.
That's funny.
You're something else. Rhonda always got jokes.
Do you believe that deja vu is the same thing as reincarnation?
It can be, yeah, I think it could be.
The strangest.
All right, so something else got me thinking. Hold on, I'll tell you what I was thinking after I read Kimmy's. I struggle so hard every day for 27 years over the loss of my mom. It's been extremely traumatic for me, and to the point I don't really have a healthy relationship. Maybe we have had many lives together. Absolutely, absolutely. I feel lost for her. Of course, honey, of course, that's your mama. That is your mama. And you literally feel like you lost a piece of your soul. That's completely understandable. I have one thing to say. So people say they believe in soulmates, okay, and we have one soulmate. I think we have many soulmates. I think we have many soulmates because we lived many, many lives, okay? That's why you are completely, totally in love with one person and you feel the same with next. And your soulmate could be a pet. Your soulmate could be your mama. You know what I'm saying? A soulmate doesn't always actually have to mean, and since you've had many, it doesn't have to mean that it's your spouse in some way, right? So hey, guys, I'm live. Wait, are you guys talking about what I'm talking about?
Reincarnation?
Yeah, we're talking about reincarnation.
Oh, what'd you guys say? All right, so I have these headphones on, and they're noise cancellation, so I can't really hear anything.
Good.
Oh, it's a good thing. All right, so anyway, So let me tell you about the very first time I had a past life regression. So I was taught that, like I said, that we live many lives, right? And we know a lot of the same people. I'll give you an example. If you bump into somebody into the store and they said hi in passing, you bumped into them somehow in the past life too. Everything and everybody's connected. Anybody that comes into your life and that has impacted your life in any way, it doesn't matter how short it is. You ever meet somebody for 5 minutes and have the best connection, or maybe even the worst connection ever, and you just felt so connected with them and you just parted and you'll never forget them? You're soul connected. Doesn't mean you're soulmate, but you're soul connected, okay? And there's a reason why everybody crosses everybody in your path. You know, you've changed people's lives that you met in this life, and just like other people's changed your lives in this life you met. So everybody and everything is soul connected. Hold on. My mother said, she wrote on a piece of paper, my mother said Amy was an ant and was stepped on by Hitler.
Grandma, I'm your own grandchild. How do you spell my name?
Amanda said, I've always said I was late getting to a place where we picked who we were going to, so I didn't have much to pick from. Rhonda said, you're my soul sister because our parents couldn't handle us together. Can you imagine? Oh, my God, we'd give them run for money.
Take a picture of my shirt.
My husband was so proud of that damn shirt. He told my daughter, take a picture of my shirt. His cheesy smile. This moon has got you so tired. All right, so anyways, I was talking about past life. So the very first time I took past life regression, actually everything I learned from this lady. But the very first time I took a past life regression class, and she said all the things I was saying to you, and she had also said how our characteristics looks the same as the life that we had before. All right. So my very first time, I'll tell you a couple of my lives that I had. All right. So this one, which was my very first time, and I know a couple of you guys have heard the story before. She, had that whole spiel beforehand, and she had said to us, "Don't worry, I won't leave you guys alone. So if it ends up being too much, I'll wake you guys up out of." Because a lot of times the first past lives we're going to remember are traumatic experiences. Just like today we remember traumatic experiences, but so does our soul self. Okay. So she says, if there was a problem, I'll help you guys get out of it, right? Well, she, gives us a couple minutes to whatever. So she goes down, I don't know, maybe to use the bathroom. She leaves the room for a minute, okay? While she leaves the room, I don't know this. She doesn't know I'm having a panic attack until after I wake up. And I'll tell you what happened, because I freaked for a minute. I ended up being a Native American girl between the age of 12 and 14. I think I was about 14. And I ended up getting a husband who is a lot older and whose wife had passed away, and I was taking care of his children. So his children are now my children, and I'm taking care of some elder I don't really remember. I remember the hut that I was in with the children. I remember what I was doing. I remember the hut very vividly. It was a dome hut, and it was becoming spring, so there's still some snow on the ground, but you could see grass too, and it was like on a mountain. And there was some blankets and stuff like up on to dry out, I think, actually. I don't know. But anyways, they're on the dome thing to go into, and I think the one I went into, because the dome thing was really big, I think that was the cooking quarters, like the kind of like the kitchen area, but not where you slept. We slept in a different dome tent, I guess. I don't know. It was made of straw, and it was really thick. Straw and like mud clay. But anyhow, I don't know where it is. I have no idea. So anyways, I know I was Native, and so I'm looking around to see, who's in the area, and I see my children. So one of them was a little boy. When I say my children, actually they were my stepchildren. But the little boy turned around and looked at me. And this is when I freaked out and had a panic attack. She did say this can happen, but you only have to pay attention to what the teacher says anyways. It was my daughter, but as a little boy. And which is funny, well, my husband's family is native, but, Mexican, all right? So she, obviously she has that Mexican look. But this was a little boy with darker skin than her, and she kind of has small eyes and a flat face, like that native face that's kind of flat, and the little chinky eyes. I don't know how to say it. I know it's horrible to say, but she's got little eyes. She has those little eyes. So anyhow, she had that exact same look. So I knew that she was in that past life. I know she was. She wasn't the child I gave birth to, but I know that was now my son who I was taking care of, if that makes sense. And boy, did I have a lot of children I had to take care of.
You see me?
Oh, really? I'm going to have to go back and read some of this chat. It's okay, sweetie. Go to sleep, honey. You got a whole day and that's ahead of you tomorrow. So anyhow, so I am telling her, because she's asking, what was your past life? I'm telling her, and I told her how I freaked out, and I ran out of the hut, and I was trying to escape the area I was in. Actually, I was trying to go find another past life to get out of the area. That's what I was thinking, go find another life. And I think I was just about to find one that was Celtic. I'm not really too sure, because at that time it ended. So my next past life regression class that I did, I wanted to go back to that same area, but that didn't happen. All right. This time it was traumatic in a different way, and I think it kind of lets me know why I'm a healer now, and my goal is to help people. I think that's been passed on a lot through many life paths. But in a different name. But anyhow, so I end up being this tiny little old lady, okay, in this village, and we were very, very poor, and we were not higher class. And I was so old, I was hunched over. I remember seeing my shoes were ripped and worn, but they were too big for me. They were something somebody gave me. And I remember running, because we lived in the woods, and I lived in the area where the market just got its very first stone building. And it was like a worship area. It didn't really have much in it. It was empty, except I had a picture of a woman in there. And I know somebody was ill on top who I had to take care of in this big building. But it was very first, instead of made out of wood, it was the very first, stone building, whatever. So I'm running into my village, down into the woods, to go get medicine to help these people. And I remember specifically saying to myself, why is it that people who laugh and make fun of me and don't believe in this stuff sure always come to me for help with medicine? So I was the one they would come to if they were sick or ill or needed to spiritually know something. So I guess I was kind of like a shaman. But they kept calling me something called Anji. I don't really know. It kind of sounded like auntie, but it was something like Anji. And I never heard that term before. And I was still kind of semi-new to the church, but not too new. Not enough to know whatever they've taught in the past, okay? So, and then my past life person said to me, I wasn't always this ugly. Because at the end, when they were giving me my message at the end, because like old hunchback, not very pretty, worn out, elderly person, and they said to me, I wasn't always this ugly. I used to be very beautiful. You want to see what I used to look like? And she showed me to herself what she looked like when she was younger, and I knew that she was really abused and taken advantage because of it, and nobody really took her serious. But anyhow, that was that past life, and then I can tell you about the last one another time. So I know I lived many, many lives, and I can just keep talking forever. So I think it's kind of important to, if you, not important, but if you could ever find out or figure out who you were as a person in your past life, it would really help you understand on who you are today, why you are the person that you are today. Do you think we all come back in circles? Oh, thank you, Nessie. Yes, meant to be a spiritual guide. Or cycles. You think it all came back in cycles? I think it depends. Huh? It was rounded more. All right, you talking about the native building or the second one? The second one, it wasn't native.
Native.
All right, no, it was a hut. It was like a big hut. All right, so, shit, what was it? Oh, Nessie asked a question. Do you think that we come back in cycles, like time travelers? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about that. I do know when we come into the life that we choose to come into, it is, sometimes we have to repeat the same lesson over and over again until we learn and get it. Some of us are just stubborn and don't learn the first time, so we have to come back and redo it. And I think it's our way of spiritually growing so we can heighten ourselves, different forms of ascension. And I do think that, you ever hear of like the Akashic Records? If you don't, you really should look that up. And I really do believe in Akashic Records. So I think we're connected. Do I believe in time travelers? I can't say I don't believe in it. I don't know. It would be cool though. But I don't know if reincarnation's like that. I don't know. I don't think I'll really know until I pass away, and then by my next life I'll forget again. So I don't know. So then it got me thinking, all right, so you guys know that I can communicate with spirit, right? I'm not as great or as grand as some people. That's, out of fear. Honestly, it's out of fear. I have a horrible anxiety about it, to be honest with you. So that got me thinking. So I'm pretty sure that when I reincarnated this time, that I reincarnated quickly, within, I don't know, weeks or a year. All right, so I know it was really, really quick. And so it made me think. So if I connect the spirit, well, it didn't really make me think, but it did make me think. So how do I know if it's somebody who hasn't reincarnated again? And the reason why I say that is, oh, thank you, Kendra, sweetheart. And the reason why I'm saying that is, so I could connect sometimes with your loved one, right? But what if the loved one that you want to connect with has already been reincarnated? That's a weird question, right? Well, the reason is that's still soul memory. That's still soul memory. So that soul, so even though I don't know because I'm in this flesh, that doesn't mean I wasn't your great-great-uncle and my soul memory is connecting with you. Does that make sense?
Sure.
What?
When I went to past life regression, I saw what appeared to be my grandfather.
Yeah.
In a Native American village.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we were Sioux, a member of the Blackfoot tribe.
Yeah.
By a Great Lake.
So do you think that was a vision of your past life or a vision of your family's life?
We're doing past life, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
I could have been watching that, so.
Yeah. Maybe you were a part of it.
I was also in.
Maybe you were the white man that killed all the natives.
I was in Egypt also.
You're in Egypt also. Oh, that reminds me. Amy, when she was little, insisted that she used to live in Egypt. She was probably 5. I forgot about this. She had a dream about something that was made for her. She described it in tea, what the land looked like and everything. I don't remember the story now. She insisted that she used to live in Egypt. She insisted on it when she was, in another life, that she was a little girl that lived in Egypt. Yes, Nessie, if they did not learn their lesson in this life. I absolutely, truly believe they could.
They could walk.
Nessie said, do you think evil rulers are reincarnated to be evil again? I only think that will happen if they did not learn their lesson. Or actually, I don't know if they would. All right, so let me put it this way. So an evil ruler was in a past life. I would think, I don't know, I would think that in this life, they're the one that's going to be tortured as their karmic reincarnation. Because I also feel that sometimes when you get reincarnated, it's if you have a traumatic experience, sometimes happens this lifetime, it's your karmic energy. So when people talk to karma, like, oh, what happened, what you do to me is going to come back on you. No, karma is energy, and it's a universal and soul energy. So what you project out in the world is what comes back. So you're just a negative person, always saying nothing in life is ever going to work out for you. Well, guess what? Nothing ever in life is going to work out for you. So that's karmic. That's your karmic energy. So if you've done wrong, it will follow you to the next life until you do your bidding.
But isn't it also your choice?
Yes, it can be. It can be your choice.
If you decide to come back as a guardian angel or something.
You can't become a guardian angel until you're at highest ascension and already went through all those. My mother said I already had that.
I have the highest ascension. I am perfect.
I did see a living angel once, though. A living angel, I sure did. I told you guys about that and
Yep.
one other time. I saw a gold halo on the back of his head. Right here, on the back of his head. Which I ended up hearing was your soul connected cord is attached back here, too. I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, I hope they burn in hell for eternity.
So what do you think about animals and pets being reincarnated?
Yep, I do believe it. I do. I absolutely do.
Keep coming back until they learn their lesson?
No, I think animals are
No, I was thinking of the martyrs.
our spirit
Yeah.
is a gift for us. A spiritual gift. Yeah, I definitely do think they can. I think my cat Isis is reincarnated from my cat Angel. I know this sounds silly, and I've heard other people talk about stuff like that before, and years ago I'd be like, yeah, okay. Actually, somebody had first pointed it out to me when I was thinking it, but they said it. They said, this cat is just like your cat Angel. They don't look exactly like, but they got the exact same temperament. They cried the same. My other cat was a crybaby too. My other cat loved people but hated other animals and will attack the crap. I have 3 cats in my house. My cat will attack the other 2.
One day later.
My cat will attack the dog. She is a princess and you better not go anywhere near her. You hear her crying on here constantly, but if you listen to her cry, sometimes her cry is mad and she's just angry. She's like, meow, meow. You can tell by her cry. She's getting frustrated over something.
Rob said they're Native American, and Chris said Apache.
Well, he's a mix. He's Mexican with Apache, Yeah, so I also was in a meditation once, and I had an ancestor come to me and said, it was a guided meditation on top of it, and this is not what I was supposed to be meditating on, but when Spirit wants to talk to you, then it'll come talk to you, okay? I was supposed to be envisioning my goddess, I think it was actually, and a great uncle, I think it's an uncle, came to me who was Native American. I know exactly what he was wearing. I know exactly what kind of top hat he had on. He did not have Native American clothing on. He thought he was dressed up. He was wearing like a flannel shirt with a black long coat. And he thought he was really dressed in blue jeans. So to him, that was dressed up. I think it was to represent his stature. I'm not sure. He had a black top hat on, like a top hat, like Abraham Lincoln would wear, that kind, with a big long feather. And he came to me. He told me his name, He told me his tribe. He told me that I got my gifts from him. And he told me his tribe's name, but it was so long that I was trying to tell myself to remember it inside the meditation. And when I got into meditation, I could not remember. It was so long. And I think it was like, I think it was Apache or Algonquin. I think that's what it was. But then telling me their tribe area name and then their tribe name. It was like a few, like, you're this kind of Native American, you're from this area, and you're from this tribe. Does that make sense? That's the feeling I got. But it was one big long name, and I could not remember it. I could not remember his name. I couldn't remember the tribe I was from, which really sucks because I could have looked it up and had my answers that I was looking for. But he was like, came out of nowhere in this park, and he come walking up like, you got your gifts from me. I just wanted you to know that. And he looked like family too. He looked like, actually, he looked like, kind of looked like my Uncle Bill. But I see my great grandfather, and he looks just like my Uncle Bill too. So who knows?
Yeah, but your great grandfather? I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, Grandmother Rose, let her say, oh.
Yeah, the one that looks like Uncle Bill that's on your fridge. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not the same as a Native American one.
They're Adirondack. The ones that are Sue and Blackwood are my dad's stuff.
Yeah. But I know you have it in both sides.
Right.
I think something's telling me I think it was on your mom's side. I don't know why I feel that way.
Yeah, it was. The Sue comes from my mom.
But he was kind of cocky like our dad's side, your dad's side too. I'm not saying to be mean, but that kind of attitude like, you got it from me. You know how they are? It did kind of remind me of like that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
ancestor, but it did. So maybe it was dad's side, and I
Well,
just assume it's
because
mom.
they must have had your personality. Good.
So who knows?
Those are the ones in Canada.
Yeah, so anyway, so
I spelled it wrong, Adirondack.
Adirondacks, yeah, so, yeah. I mean, where are Adirondacks from? That's from around here, isn't it? Are Adirondacks around here?
They,
From Canada down?
There are some. They originally were all the way down
Yeah,
in England and down.
but now they're more from the Canada and they're a couple a little bit down here, yeah.
That's where the Gagnons had a big farm and hired all the natives there.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So my mother just said, now listen to what she said. Our side of the family, the Gagnons, hired a bunch of Native Americans on the farm. They didn't hire them. I'm sure they were their slaves.
No. They married.
Of
Oh,
course they
never
married
mind.
one. They're a bunch of pigs.
No, that was that's my great-grandmother on my father's side. Sorry, I screwed
Yeah.
up the family.
They know that some of our family married Native American women, which makes sense because a lot of Frenchmen that came from Canada did marry Native American women. That was uncommon. Some of the Frenchmen would take those Native American women and bring them back to France. So, but what happened is they did not keep records on the Native American, so when they adopted one or they would marry one, they would know their name, but they didn't have any other records, so it's really hard to trace back, you know, like their birth certificates and how old they were because they didn't keep track of them.
No, they just said Native American.
Yeah, just
what
say.
tribe or something.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, so we had the family member, we couldn't trace them back. Yes, exactly, Rhonda, yeah. So, yeah, my family is from Canada, moved to, like, the Vermont area and came down this way. And New York, too. That's not true. That's right, in New York.
My dad was in New York.
Yeah,
my mom was
yeah, some of it was in New York. Yeah. Some was in New York, some was in Canada. But they both came from different parts of Canada and came down this way. And I think some of our ancestors are in Montana, Minnesota, something. I don't know. But anyways, I got way off track. You guys know how that is. Does anybody here think that I know Nessie did. Nessie shared a story. Does anybody else think that they might have been something or wondered if you're something else in a different past life. I know I've had a few. I know I was a slave, and I was murdered. Yep, so,
Shame on you.
I was murdered. I was treated good. I was a slave that was treated well. I had a lot of respect. And that's what killed me, honestly. Or so what happened was, I don't know, it was somewhere in the South. I know that. And they were doing some kind of races. I'm not even sure what kind of races they were. And we're getting ready for this big thing that happened every time of year. And it had to have been around the time when they started first doing blasting, because you could see where they blasted the side of the mountain. And we were getting like they're kind of like picnic tables, but they don't look like picnic tables like they did today. It's where people would sit. So anyways, in the way back in the owner's land, there was some mining going on. And I can see like this contraction thing, I don't know what they had back then, that went inside this hole into the mountain, the other side of the mountain. And I don't know what they were doing. I know they were doing something illegal though, because that's what's killed me. So for one, I seen this little African boy, and I was trying to talk to him because this little boy reminded me of me when I was younger, and the little boy had like a black eye, and I was like joking with him, not joking with him, but trying to say in a way like, hey buddy, if you learn to keep your mouth shut, you know, that wouldn't happen, that type of deal. And I remember thinking in my head, oh, he reminds me of me when I was little, when I had to learn how to keep my mouth shut. And I was elderly, so I couldn't do any work anymore. So they kind of gave me freedom. Everybody liked me and trusted me. And the reason why I say that's what killed me is because I had too much freedom, which is horrible to say. So I went to go be nosy, because I could come and go as I pleased. I went to go nosy and see what they were doing back there, because I know they're doing something illegal. And these two guys caught me. And they had said to me, you know, we really liked you, but you're getting a little too close. And they beat me over the head with rocks, and then I died. And that's when I woke up. You're semi-interested in about who or what I was. I think it's interesting to know, because I think that would explain how or where we are today. All right, so say if you are terrified of spiders, okay, maybe you're bit by a spider and passed away in a past life. I do believe that some birthmarks that we're born with could be a way that we might have passed away in another past life too. I do believe in all those. My daughter Amy, a matter of fact, was born, she still has it on her face, she was born with a scar on her face in the shape of a cross, of an X, right here in her cheek. She was born with it. Oh, see, our family moved from before France. Oh, Chris, are you in here? I want to know if my mother-in-law's still in here. I got to tell her something. So we're looking at our family tree. This is funny. Back in the 1700s, we had Chaucey's in our family tree. My kids are like, that's disgusting. You married your family. We're French. We obviously, back in the 1700s, we were French then. We were French obviously then too, and we had Chaucey's in our family. A Chaucey that has some kind of status, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Chris, did you hear me? Our family tree has Chaucey's in them in the 1700s, and I think it was somebody with status, if I remember correctly. I don't remember who it was though. But yeah, so my kids joke and say that it's disgusting that I'm the same bloodline as their father. I'm like, that was centuries ago. Centuries ago. It's going to happen, right?
And the crest from both my families are.
Oh, you got a crest from France? You said we have a crest too?
We have a crest for the Mayans and we have one for the Millettes, and they are identical.
The Mayas and the Millettes are identical?
Same crest.
I wonder if the names got spelled differently, and maybe. So my mother is saying that her maiden name is Mayette. My stepfather's maiden name is Millet, and which is not even closely spelled the same. It's Myette is Mayette, and Millette is Millette, and they both sides, my stepfather's side and my grandfather's side, have the exact same crest, family crest, which is very weird. And they're both from France too.
I've got a copy of it at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you never know. You never know. Listen, we started reincarnation. Now we're talking about family trees. We all came from somewhere. We all did came from somewhere. I think I'm missing comments because I did miss a lot. I think Kendra said that she believes, I don't know if I said it, she was a native princess in the past life. I absolutely believe it. Oh, I know a friend that she did a past life regression, and she was a caveman. Yep, she was a caveman. I know I should have picked on her and asked her if she was dragging women by the hair. You remember you used to hear about the cavemen dragging their women by the hair, like on what was it, on the Flintstones or something? They did that.
That's what they did with the women.
Yeah, I should have asked her if she did that. I think I will when I see her this weekend. Oh wait, I don't think we will see her this weekend.
What's going on this week?
I said we won't see her this weekend. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yes, Rhonda, Melissa. I was trying not to say her name. Yes, Nessie. I'm surprised. You are still awake. I thought for sure you would be sleeping. You're a trooper. Thank you. Nessie, what time is it there? Like, it's 11:30 here.
Melissa's related, maybe related.
Diane, let me look it up. You can find, I'm going to look one up. I know that there's some really good, and some not so good ones, but I'm going to find you a good one, and I'll listen to it and try it out, actually. I'll listen to it and see if it's the proper one. A guided meditation that'll help you. You usually go into a meditation where people do it a little bit different. The way we do it is that you go down, to help you get deeper into yourself, into the meditation. We have you go downstairs and you choose a doorway. You go through the doorway. I have you look at your feet first and see what your feet look like, and then look at your hands, what do your hands look like, and then look at your clothes, what kind of clothes you're wearing, and then I say look out in front of you. What do you see in front of you? Walk towards that. What do you see? So it's a guided meditation to help you through the process, and then you just kind of left for a little bit to explore and look around to get to know yourself. Oh, that's okay, Kimmy Jean. I do not know how long, probably the last 10 minutes, we were talking about our family tree. We kind of changed subjects a little bit. So, Diane, remind me, and I'll find you a really good meditation. It's really good to have a nice quiet spot, put on headphones, so you can block out the noise around you. And a guided meditation, especially if you're not used to meditating, it'll help you easily be able to get yourself into that meditative state so you can focus. And the thing is, don't force it. Don't force it. Just let your imagination go with you, honestly. I remember my first past life, I wanted it to be, and I told you I was native, which I think is cool, but I really wanted to be like Celtic or something, because everybody wants to be a Celtic princess, At least maybe it's just me, but when I was little. So anyways, I didn't. I went the complete opposite. I was trying so hard, and I was looking at my feet for it to be like Celtic-ish and pretty, and my dainty little hands, and have a little Celtic dress on, whatever I thought it would be. But no, I was bare, dirty feet because I was native, and I had native clothes on, and and I was a kid who was married. Meditation is very important. The reason why I say meditating is very important because it truly gets you to connect with your soul self, and it's very healing. Honestly, I used to be a very depressed person who was hospitalized many times in my early 20s. It was horrible. And honestly, besides like going to counselors and temporarily being on medication, I learned about myself, and that was through lots of meditation. And actually, that meditation also helped me open up my third eye. So meditation does many, many things. You get to learn about yourself. You get to heal yourself. You get to open yourself up spiritually. You get to know who your spirit guides are. You get to open yourself up more to understanding the universal law, getting to know your ancestors, getting to know, like I said, yourself, which is very healing. So to me, meditation, I always say meditate, meditate, meditate is very important. Yes, Nessie, yes. Rob's name on here is Mexican. I'm pretty sure he's sleeping right now because he goes to sleep earlier than me, and he has work tomorrow.
Quiet in there.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta be back.
You're gonna turn into a pumpkin. No. Tim, you've never meditated. Please promise me you're gonna try.
In a guided meditation.
Meditating is very. If you have. I had a lot of problem first learning to meditate. I have ADHD. I have adult ADHD.
I am.
And I have adult ADHD, so helping my brain stay focused was really hard at the beginning. It ends up not being as hard as you think it is. Don't overthink anything when you're trying to meditate. Just let it come to you. Ask your guides for guidance. Ask to get to know them. If you fall asleep during your meditation, go ahead. Start off with guided. The guided meditation helps you train your brain to learn how to focus, if that makes sense. And it teaches you how to be able to relax and get yourself into that state you need. Amanda said, I believe I've had the same spirit by my side. My cat, my first boy, Zach, lived 18 years. Second, Jack, 10 years. Now, the 2-year-old Jazz. The weird thing is, all 3 were rescues, already have their names, and all W. Staffy. I believe you 100%, Amanda. I truly do. Yep. I told you I think my 2 kitties were reincarnated. They act exactly alike. They don't exactly look alike, but they have the exact same personalities.
Queen Nessie's related to us. She's got a lot of Roberts in her family.
A lot of Roberts in her family?
Like us. We have
Oh,
Roberts
really?
everywhere.
Robert's very common. Yeah, but is that last name Roberts? We don't have last name Roberts. We just have a lot of Roberts. That's different.
She didn't say his last name. But we're talking about what's Rob's real name.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah.
Everybody, listen, want to hear something funny? So my husband's last name begins with a C. His best friend begins with and is Robert with a B, last name with a B. And then his other best friend is Robert that begins with an A. So they're all called Rob. So to tell them which one you're talking to, all you need is me, Rob said. He's such a freshie. So, which is funny. So when we refer to one of them, we have to say either Rob A, Rob B, or Rob C. It's absolutely hysterical. 3 best friends, all the last names A, B, and C. So, Chris, does your family have a crest too? I'm just curious. I want to know. So, the Moet and the Mayette crest.
Oh, you talk about Chauncey? Chris Chauncey?
Yeah, I was asking if they have a crest. Huh?
She's saying goodnight. The cat wanted her to go to bed.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if they have a family crest.
I'm sure they do. You have to look it up. I don't know where Bill looked it up. I'll have to ask.
I don't know. It's almost the end of the live, so I'm having a cigarette now. So that means I'm going to be ending it soon. It's my time to say goodbyes. It's getting pretty late. And thank you guys all for, oh wait, before we say goodbye, do you guys have any ideas for next week? Until things calm down a little bit, I don't really have time to be able to do 2 a week, but I want to at least try to keep Wednesdays. Staffies are beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous.
What is that?
An animal.
Yes,
As some of you guys know,
premonition.
oh, premonitions. Thank you, Nessie. I'm going to write that down. Premonitions.
Shapeshifters, Rhonda said. Shapeshifters. Shapeshifters.
Ooh, shapeshifters. That's a good one. Honestly, if you guys ever have an idea or come across an awesome video you want me to see, you guys can email it to me. Or if you have me on Facebook, message it to me. Or if you're on Discord, you can do it that way also. Oh, Dolly's on? Okay, sweet. Good. Have a good night.
You'll be up all night?
I heard Rabbit got it. I tried so hard to stay up. I did for a little bit to make sure Rabbit stayed on. But I ended up falling asleep. Exactly. Amanda said you could feel it's the same spirit when you look into their eyes. I have truly been blessed with my doggies. They are called rescues, but they rescue their human, absolutely. And they're one of my favorite dogs to groom. I'm not even joking. They were the sweetest dogs. And they have good temperaments. So anyways, so thank you for the ideas. I have to decide which one I want to do next. They both look good. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for the good live. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Thank you for the chat. I still want to find a night just to chit chat. Come up on panel, just chit chat, not having it, so I can check out to see what's better, with the restream with people come up on panel or StreamYard. Yeah, good night, Rhonda. Yes, don't forget to look up Dolores Cannon. Yes, earlier when you posted a link, when you said you posted a link, I quickly went and subscribed to her, so I didn't forget who she was. So if anybody else wants to click the link that Diane Garden Girl just posted, it is for Dolores. Now, did you say she did one of the first past life regression meditations? Is that what you were saying? I don't remember what it was. I think that's what you said. Nessie said, enjoy the rest of your birthday, Burger King. Yeah, about some things, Queen. I'm surprised he's still awake. She's no longer living? Okay. Oh, good. I'm definitely going to look into that. And I'm telling you, if you haven't meditated, honestly, please look it up. And, oh, my mother just stepped on the dog.
Sorry, honey, I've been staying here the whole time.
He's like, I was just laying by you. He was literally up underneath my mama's feet. You okay, BC? She stepped on you. Aw, you poor thing. Good night, Amanda. Have a great night. I hope you guys all enjoy your night. And Diane, I will remember to send you a video about the past life regression. Yeah, oops. Poor thing.
Sorry.
Oh, my mom's giving him a doggy bone to say sorry. Yeah, Isis has been quiet. Isis is quiet because I'm not doing tarot.
She went in the other room to sleep.
Yeah, she went in the other room to sleep. It's not tarot. As soon as I go to do tarot, bloop, she's on here. Sure, you guys will all see her tomorrow. All right, you guys, have a great night. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow when I do the oracle reading. Good night, Amanda. Good night, Diane. Good night, Nessie. Good night, Amanda. And whoever else is left. And my honey, and Rhonda. Good night, guys. Look up Doris Stokes. Oh, I'm gonna look up Doris Stokes. I'm writing that down too.